Hi, this is The Wounded Womb, Mind of Lilith, and today I wanted to briefly discuss some content shared by the original Straight No Chaser YouTube channel, which apparently disclosed that Martell may have a new girlfriend, and I use that term loosely because girlfriends are women that you aren't ashamed to take out in public or to claim or even acknowledge, right? And Martell hasn't made any mention of this woman at all, but I'm not on his social media, so I could be wrong about that. I am skeptical about this girlfriend, right? Because again, women clout chase all the time and claim to be with men just for the sake of rising their own value in the dating marketplace, and this happens all the time. But the Straight No Chaser channel has broken much of the news that we know pertaining to the Love and Marriage show and cast, and I'm very appreciative of this because despite the majority of my content focusing on Love and Marriage Huntsville, in real life, right, I'm not that interested in these people enough to peruse through their social media and personal information to find out the tea about them. So I am very appreciative of channels like Straight No Chaser, Empress Radio, and What's Happening, and others for doing the heavy lifting for content creators like myself and being vicariously nosy. I look at other content creators and I say, okay, I'm going to give some feedback about what I've seen on other platforms about this show, but I'm not going to their private public social media to do that. But anyway, if Martell Holt does have a new girlfriend and this woman is the girlfriend, I will say this. When men are hurting, they usually become very self-destructive for a long time until they can heal. Women, when they're hurt, we practice self-care, we meditate, pray, cry, eat, go to bed early, do all this extra stuff. But men, they will screw anything moving, they will destroy their lives because they're hurting and they can't take it out on anybody but themselves. I don't know if this woman is a real girlfriend or if she's clout chasing, and she kind of reminds me of Kai from Put a Ring on It. Kai was the woman who Alexis's boyfriend, I forgot his name, was cheating with on the show, and she thought that her BBL was going to save her from being used for sex like many other women. And so when I was watching the Straight No Chaser commentary, a couple of things struck me. The first thing is this lady is already comparing herself to Melody, and that is not a good sign for any woman in any relationship. So there are three possibilities for this. One, again, she's either clout chasing and wants to align herself with or to be attached to Melody because Melody is a star on the show and she's on a popular TV show and Martell is too. Two, Martell is comparing her to Melody. If they're dating, he's comparing her to Melody and making it known that that's his type. Or three, Martell is not even comparing her to Melody, but she's comparing herself to Melody because she knows the public will do that automatically. Whoever Martell steps out with and claims as his woman, and this is not fair to his new girlfriends, they're going to compare her to Melody. Whoever Martell's dating, she's going to be compared to Melody. And people will say, you left your wife for this, you downgraded, bro, and so on and so forth. And that's not fair to the woman that he would be potentially interested in the future. I'm not talking about Ariane. I'm talking about other women who are coming into this situation after he's been divorced. It wouldn't be fair to do that. But I think this lady is either, again, clout chasing. Two, Martell's comparing her to Melody. Or three, she's comparing herself to Melody to be preemptive because she knows that the public will be doing that too. And from what Straight No Chaser said, this woman has 5 children that are grown and she's almost 40 years old. I don't think Martell would be seriously dating a woman with 5 children that are almost grown. He could be having sex with her, but again, we know that sex is nothing to most men, especially narcissists. They're just a tool for exchange of energy and narcissistic supply. And that's it. So, I don't want to lambast the girl. I don't know her. But I don't think that Martell would be with a woman like that. Ariane, by comparison, looks like a better deal than this woman. And it's not just because she has 5 children. Some of the photos that this woman showed were not appropriate for a woman who would be considering herself to be a wife. And that may, make some people upset. But yeah, men like Martell are around other groups of men who don't date women or aren't married to women with tattoo sleeves on their arms and their booty poked up in the air in their photos. That's not happening. And that's not happening. So I think that this woman, if she is clout chasing or whatever she's doing, she's trying to make the case to Martell, whoever is seeing this, that she is wife material and she can be what Martell needs her to be, and so on. And that brings me to the next question. Why would you want to be with a man like Martell? In one side of her mouth, she says that she knows Martell ain't shit, and she knows that Martell treated his wife like trash, and she won't be a victim to that. But for some reason, like Kai from Put a Ring on It, these women who are narcissists think that they're impervious to being cheated on, used, and discarded, because for some reason they're better than every other woman on the planet. And again, that's not the case. Sex is sex to most of these men. It means nothing to them. The fact that Martell hasn't claimed her or even acknowledged her existence in public is, that should be a warning sign to a woman who's almost 40 years old, right? And this reminds me of the video I made about why Martell hasn't claimed Ariane yet. Most of the times when these men don't claim their mistresses is because they are seeing several women at the same time and they don't want to disrupt the flow of their rotation by claiming one woman. So if I'm not dating anybody, I'm not really cheating on anyone. And that's how they think. But why would you want to be with a man like him? This is why men like Martell, and I mentioned this before, why they don't ever change. They don't have to. They don't have to. Because there are always women who know the Carfax, who have the receipts on these men. They know all this information about these dudes and they still think that, oh, he won't do this to me because I have a 22-inch waist and a 50-inch behind. I have a 55-inch weave. I can make my booty jiggle on the beat. So why would he leave me? No other woman on Instagram can do this. So I don't understand. Why would you be trying to compete and be wife material for a man like him? He should be trying to prove himself to you because he's the one with the 5 kids and the bad reputation and a fucked up personality. So why are you trying to appeal to a man who has a personality disorder and a history of emotionally, mentally, and verbally abusing women? Why? And then when the shit hits the fan, because it always does, you'll be on social media like Kai complaining about how horrible these men are. They were horrible when they were cheating with you, but now that they're not with you anymore, and you're no longer indulging in and enjoying in the spoils of war, you feel slighted. And like you have to tell the world and warn the world about these horrible, wicked men that you chose to sleep with your eyes wide open. It wasn't like they're lying to you about anything. Martell Holt has several seasons of a TV show where he is disrespecting his wife. Several. This is after he cheated on her for 5 years and got somebody else pregnant. Why are these women trying to prove themselves to these men? Why do they think they have a chance at a happy relationship with these men? What about their vajayjays and their BBLs make them think that they're going to change the attitudes and behaviors of men who are malignant narcissists? The same thing with Joe Budden. I'm not surprised if he is bisexual because the red flags were all there. No matter who he was with, no matter how young, how old, how voluptuous, how pretty, how Latin, how exotic, how submissive, how cantankerous, how confrontational, it doesn't matter. These men will always have a problem with women because they have a problem with themselves. So instead of trying to prove yourself to them, have them prove their worth to you for a change. And my last point about this before I go. This whole thing reminds me of the video I made about narcissistic triangulation, about the fact that narcissists are never in a relationship with one person alone. They're usually either fantasizing about, actively dating, pursuing, or sleeping with another person outside of their main partners. This is how they remain interested, because what happens is when the main partner becomes disillusioned about the narcissist and they start to see the narcissist for who they are, the fantasy is gone. So now the narcissist has to secure new supply just in time before the main partner sees him for who he is and starts to give him hell for being a fucked up person. So what the narcissist will do, they will recruit more supply on the side to one, humiliate, shame, and guilt the main partner into being silent and staying with them, because I can easily replace you, right? If you say anything I don't like, that's okay. I don't have to speak to you for 3 weeks. I'll be with another woman. That's what they'll do. They use the outside partner, the side piece, to manipulate the main partner into feeling like they have to compete for them now. Even though you ain't shit, narcissist, I know that somebody else wants you. So I'm going to work even harder to prove myself to you. I can see that you're going to do everything for this side piece that you refuse to do for me, narcissist. So even though you ain't shit, I'm going to work even harder to prove myself to you, even though I know you're not good for me. This is what happens all the time. So with, Ariane in this situation, she's still going to stay with Martell. She has no choice because now she's competing with all these other women. But I will say this, Ariane ain't going to be popping shit at this girl. No, she ain't going to say nothing, because that girl looks like she's about that life and will put hands on somebody for coming at her the wrong way. So that's the point I wanted to make about this. It was kind of brief. I think it was brief, maybe. Again, I do appreciate these other content creators, these people who go on to social media and post commentary. They have interviews, they have all this exclusive content, and they're sharing it with us to give us the information we need to have these videos ourselves. So I do appreciate the other channels for that. I'm going to continue to make content. I have a Patreon now. Yay! The Patreon content is for more exclusive commentary. I'm going to have some live discussions at some point. And, I have other plans in store for this. It's not just about the Patreon itself. It's about building a platform in the community for women, Black women in particular, but women in general, that can bring about concrete change. So guys, thank you for listening again. I'm going to be posting my Love and Marriage Huntsville review of season 3, episode 16, either Sunday afternoon or Monday morning. I don't know. But I appreciate you guys for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.